Hey everybody, this is Charlie, the Pennsylvania grain farmer, coming to you from a very soggy western Pennsylvania. Today is Thursday, April the 4th, and it's been raining ever since I believe Saturday. We might have had a little break now and then, but I was just looking at the newspaper and they said that we've gotten somewhere between, depending on where you are, somewhere between 4 and 5 inches of rain in these last 5 or 6 days. I mean, this is very unusual. I mean, sometimes we've gotten 5 inches of rain, maybe in October when we got the remnants of a tropical storm that had come up from the Gulf of Mexico. But, usually we don't get this much rain at one time. And I mean, we don't have any problems here on the farm, but there is flooding everywhere in the area. So it's really wet. So I'm kind of, confined here to things that we can do in the red shed. I don't know if you can hear the rain on the roof, but it's raining right now. In fact, a few minutes ago, it was chilly enough that it's, in some cases, ice pellets coming down. But anyway, what you're looking at is my white 2105, which just got done with its plowing duties for the year and has just gotten started disking before the rains began. And I wanted to look at one specific feature that I added to this tractor this past winter, and that's a third step here. I bought this tractor out of Kansas, and when I asked the guy why the previous owner was selling it, he said it was because it was getting too difficult for him to get into. And, none of us is getting any younger, and any of you don't believe that, just wait. But there reaches a time when it's not as easy to get up in the cab as what it used to be, and especially for a, how should I say it, a plus size guy like myself. So, I was looking around and I called, I knew that some people had kits for tractors like this to add a third step. So I called Maybaugh Tractor in Ohio, where I get a lot of my AGCO parts, and talked to their parts department about what I wanted. And they said, well, there's two ways you could go. You could buy the whole set of 3 steps, or if your top 2 original steps, which were this one and this one, if they were all right, that they have the kit just for the bottom step. And so that's what I bought. So it took me, I don't know, probably about 2 or 3 hours to put it on, because although it's supposed to be a direct fit, it didn't quite fit my setup perfectly, and I had to make a couple modifications to it, but I did eventually get it to work. And they did design it so that it looks just like the step up above it for whoever made that. And that makes getting on this tractor a whole lot easier. There were a couple of friends of mine looked at this and said, oh, that bottom step's going to be in the way for that rear wheel, when you're out doing field work. But I did all my plowing, I've done some disking with it, and I haven't had one bit of problem with it. It does collect a little bit of mud, because when if it's muddy out and the tire spins, it'll throw or drop some mud on that bottom step, but that's really about it. But other than that, it really makes it a lot easier to get up on a tractor like this. So that gave me an idea, and I'll be right back to show you what I mean. Okay, so now I'm standing by the Oliver 1650, and you notice that this tractor, the 50 series tractor, only had 1 step, which is this one. Well, 1 step, and then you step up on top of the battery box. Now, that step that you're looking at isn't factory original, because my Oliver mechanic and good friend Joe, when I retired from my off-the-farm job 7 years ago, for my retirement present, he made me a couple sets of these steps. And what's different about them is that they have this kind of a, you know, kind of an open surface on them, rather than being, you know, like a diamond plate type pattern. And the reason for that is that the cleats on your boot or your shoe will catch a little better on something like this, especially whenever it's, you know, muddy or covered with oil or clay or whatever. You know, when you have a solid step, sometimes your foot will slip off, but this gives you a lot better grip. And I like this a lot, but, you know, like I said, none of us is getting any younger, and, you know, it gets to be a lot, especially when you have to get on and off this tractor quite a bit. So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace a couple weeks ago. A lot of times I'll sit in the evenings and look at Marketplace and see what Oliver's or Oliver related items are for sale. And I noticed that a guy out in the eastern part of our state of Pennsylvania had some double steps available for these. And so I went ahead and bought 2 sets of these. Now, I have both parts of the one set right here for the 1650. This is the bottom step, and this down here on the ground is the top step. So that step will bolt where this original step was or is, and this one will bolt onto the bottom of that. I really like them so far. I mean, I'll know better once I get one on here, but I really do like them from what I've seen, because they really made them look like factory, and they're really well built and nicely painted, and they seem to be real well put together. But you know, we'll find out for sure in a couple of minutes. I am not being sponsored in any way by the gentleman who had these made and sold them. The guy's name is Tom, I think it's Buck. It's the last name is spelled B-U-C-H, Tom Buck or Tom Book or Tom Booch. And I apologize for possibly butchering his name, but I never actually talked to the man. The whole transaction was handled over Facebook. But in any event, this Tom Butch or Book or whatever it is, I guess used to be an Oliver dealer out in the in Berks County in the eastern part of the state, between Philadelphia and Harrisburg. And I guess he retired, but he's still an Oliver enthusiast, and he still does sell Oliver parts. So if there are things that you're looking for, new or used parts, he might be able to help you out. But because he had an Oliver 1550, like the one that I have here, and you can see it right there, and he was having some trouble getting on and off, he talked to somebody, he said, in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, to, I guess he gave him specs and started to have these fabricated. And so I bought a set off of him. So I did pay for him. He's not sponsoring me or anything like that. He did give me a price break because I bought enough to do 2 tractors, and I'm going to, you know, put a set on this tractor and put a set on my 1550. So what I'm going to do is set your camera over here to the side, and if you're interested, you can watch me put this step on and see what it's like whenever we're done. So we'll be right back. Okay, so the first thing we'll do is take the bolts out of the old step here. And I thought that this was threaded in there, but it appears that there's a nut on the back side. So we'll take care of that. Okay, this one I don't think has a nut on the back side. Okay, and it's off. Okay, so now we'll put the top step on, and they did give us new hardware for this. This side is threaded, so I'll put that on first and kind of get that in there so that it'll hold. And then I'll use the new piece for the other side. There we go. Okay, got that started, so we'll get that tightened up. Okay, and that's on there pretty good. And now we'll get the bottom step on, which just bolts onto here. And of course this comes with all the hardware you need to get this done, which is nice. Okay. All right, that's one. Okay, and there we are. So I like the way that that's designed. It doesn't stick out too far in front of this tire. And as far as getting up on, oh yeah, that does make it easier. And I'm not a light guy by any means, so I mean that thing's hardly even moving. So I'm really pleased with it. So what I'm going to do now is go put the other one on, but I don't think you need to see that because it'll be just the same as what this was. So if you're interested in one of these, you can find Tom on Facebook here in Pennsylvania, and I'll make sure I put his name on the screen in case you're interested in ordering, one or more of these. But I'm really impressed with it, and I think it's going to help out quite a bit. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you already have. And please don't forget to leave me a comment. I always enjoy the comments, and I try to respond to each and every one. Or if you want to ask a question. So for now, this is Charlie, the Pennsylvania grain farmer, saying, see you next time.